Hi friends, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today's video is part 2 of the $1,000,000 mansion, or whatever I named the build. So yes, this is the basement portion of the build as well as the house tour. So the house tour will be at the end. I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to do a voiceover over the house tour portion, or I'm just gonna, kind of tour the house silently with music. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But so yeah, this is the first floor of the basement, and this floor I'd say was tougher than the lowest floor, just because there's a lot of different sectioned off areas, but I tried to take elements that I hadn't really yet pulled into the build, and I tried to place them here. There is a bigger fitness room, there is a underground swimming pool. I'm not really sure if that's usable. I don't really play with basements that often, and there's a sauna, and there's even a secret room that is actually a 2-level secret room, which kind of has a hidden entrance that then leads into a vaulted entrance that then leads into another hidden entrance that allows access to the bottom floor for a small section, and that has like a bank vault and stuff, or like a crown jewel vault, and it was just a lot of fun doing this. So the top basement floor has a bar, a kind of a living/movie room, and then all the other things I pretty much already talked about. And then the bottom floor has a bowling alley, a lot of bathrooms, the second part of the secret room, and that's pretty much it. And then I didn't. After I finished the basement, I kind of went through and added a few finishing touches to the rest of the build. So I definitely recommend, even if you watch the first part of the video, that you check out the house tour, because there are a lot of different things that I added in after the first part was done to kind of bring the whole build together and add some sort of cohesion. So I'm really happy with how the build came out, and I hope you have enjoyed it. This build took me a lot of time. I think I hadn't finished the build when I did the voiceover for the first part, so at that time it had taken me about 7.5 hours, I think was the total, and by the time I finished with the basement and everything, it took me about 9 hours, and I didn't even record the last sort of bit, so it could have been maybe even more than 9 hours. But I am not planning on doing a large build like this anytime in the future. I need to take a break. I will be doing more smaller scale builds, maybe some room builds, I don't know. I have done a Let's Play or a Let's Build series. I think that's just about wrapping up. I think I might have 1 or 2 more parts left with that, so that's been really exciting. And yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun. I know Island Living comes out really soon. I think, in a week or 2 now. So I'm really excited for that. Hopefully I'm able to get that day of release. I don't have the funds currently, but hopefully I will at least get some money before then, so I can at least play with all the new exciting stuff the day it comes out, or around the time it comes out. So that's pretty exciting, and this build was a lot of fun to do. Since I've finished the build now, there is kind of an emptiness in my heart, because for about a week and a half, this was like all I was doing was this build, and then also the Let's Build. So yeah, now that I'm done with it, it just kind of feels weird. So hopefully you enjoy this build. I had a lot of fun doing it. Back when I was doing those room builds and then doing the full-scale builds, there was a build I had where I had wanted to add sort of a private bowling alley, but just because of the size of the lot and the size of the house, it just didn't really fit in. So then I waited to do a even larger house build and add one there. So it turned out pretty nice. I'm almost working on the second part. Just once I do this kind of secret room, I really like the secret kind of space. It reminds me of my spy house build that I did years ago. That's one of my more favorite builds of mine, and it seems to be a pretty popular build on my channel. And then I had so much fun doing that build, I've even done a second version, which was equally as fun, not equally as popular, but that's okay. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun kind of adding a secret element to it. I really like that. I like having kind of creative elements in my build. So doing stuff like this is always fun. And I like to kind of do just sort of different stuff. I like to have creatively different things than I think I normally do in my builds, because it then doesn't feel like I'm just building like the same 3 houses all the time, which sometimes when I get bored and I feel like I need to make more builds, sometimes I fear that's something that can happen. So I try to make sure I do weird builds like this to keep my builds unique and to keep them fun for myself. But so they're bowling alley, and there's kind of a kitchenette. There's a lot of kitchenettes in this build. If you love food, I think your Sims will love this house because there are just so many kitchens. And if your Sims also go to the bathroom, they will love this house. There are, I think, over 9 bathrooms in this build. There's more bathrooms than bedrooms. That's partially because of this area. I think there's 4 bathrooms in here. I think 4 full-scale bathrooms, or 2 full bathrooms and then 2 half baths. So there's just plenty of room for your Sims to go to the bathroom if they need to, and it was overall a fun build. So anyways, the build portion is wrapping up, so I will throw it to the house tour. Hi friends, welcome back to the video. No time has passed since I've switched over to the house tour, but I just thought I would reintroduce myself, I guess. But yeah, so this is the portion of the video that is the house tour. So here is the outside of the house. You've probably seen this through the thumbnail, and I might have posted some pictures on Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is TheSimSanctuary YT. There will be some screenshots on Twitter and maybe somewhere else, I don't know. But here is the backyard of the house. Here is the garage. It is, this is like the storage area. And I really like how this came out. It's kind of cluttered, but not too bad. And then here is the kind of party room. So I really like how this came out. It's a really cool area, I think, for partying. I'm not much of a partier myself, but I'm sure people would enjoy this. So yeah, let's not dwell too long here. I don't want this video to be too long, and there is the light to the basement that we will check out later. That might just be screenshots though, just because I know touring basements can be tough. So anyways, we're going to enter through the front door, and here's the entrance area. I did spend a lot of time here, and I just try to make it an enjoyable kind of peaceful space. Not much has changed from the kind of apartment area. It's pretty nice, I'd say. I really like how this area came out, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the house, which is kind of sad to say since it was the first area I furnished. But it was pretty nice to do, so I will just kind of cut through and go into the kitchen. So the kitchen, I really like how it came out. It's pretty open, and then the dining area is here, and the exit to the backyard is really nice, I think. And then this was probably my favorite area of the house. You've got a litter box for a feline friend, your washer and dryer, though there are 2 on this house since it is so massive. And then you have a small bathroom. That's just, pretty simple. It's a full bath though, so that's kind of nice. And then I will just kind of move through into the living room with the massive TV and a kind of modern looking fireplace here, as well as pictures, a stereo, one of those cat scratching things, a treadmill, more cat stuff. As you may know, I'm a cat owner, so I love to always add, pet stuff when I can and when the build calls for it. And this picture was one of the last things I added since I had just bought the pack that it came from due to the sale. And here is the library area. I really like how this area came out. It's got a very kind of rustic look to it, and I don't know, just was really enjoyable to do. So now that is the first floor, I believe. That is all the rooms, and also there's a little stuff there. And so now we are moving on to the second floor, And there's another fireplace here because you can never have too many fireplaces. I also forgot there was a fireplace on the first floor when I added that there. And then this is kind of an outdoor entertaining area. I know I cut out a lot of it. I'm trying to mostly cover the rooms I might have cut out of the build, so I might skip past some others. I know I spent a lot of time in this room. I really like how this came out. I actually wasn't really a fan of it when I was building it, but then when I was watching the video back doing my commentary, I really like how it came out. You know, it's not too cluttered and it's not too open, I guess. You know, it feels lived in, I'd like to say. And then the bathroom came out well. As I can see, I forgot the toilet paper, and there's a couple sinks here, so it's a pretty nice sized bathroom, I'd say. I really do like how it came out. So yeah. Now, here's the laundry room and then another bathroom, I believe. This is the green bedroom. I use the TVs there to be like dual monitors, and then had kind of some similarity with the bookshelf and the desk, and I copied that later on in the build because I, was running out of creativity at some point. That's why a lot of things are mirrored in this room, and I personally like it. But if you don't, you can always take items out if you don't personally like some things. And now this is what I would call the master bedroom. This is probably the room that could use maybe a touch of work, mainly in this area. This little nursery is nice because it kind of keeps the baby nearby, and there's seating and stuff. But if your Sims don't have any more babies, then you can convert that room into something else, or that portion of the room into something else, and I think that's nice. And then there's a fish tank with no fish, and here's another bathroom. Yeah, it's a nice bathroom, I'd say. I'm really happy with how the bathrooms came out, but they're also one of the easier rooms to cut out of builds. I can't remember what's actually through this door. It's been about a week. Oh, it's this bedroom. It's been a while since I've actually done this build now, so I'm kind of touring it for the first time, really. And I love how this room came out. I love this kind of desk combo I did. I know I kind of glossed over it during the build, but it sort of looks like a big kind of desk structure, and I'm really happy with how it looks. And then I have this cat poster that I first used, I think, in this video. I think that was the first time I used this. But then here's the bar area. I like to imagine maybe the owner of this house had a bar that he liked maybe before he had all of his money. So then when maybe the bar went out of business, and with all of his money he kind of took the things that mattered most to him in the bar and kind of just put them in this room. That was sort of the thing I was thinking about when I was doing this build, partially because I was going a bit crazy after a while. But yeah, so this is one of the YouTuber spaces through that door, and here's a bathroom. I'd say this bathroom is more like a changing area. Maybe if you're there, having a guest over for a video or something like that, they can get changed there, and then take photos with this kind of photo booth. And then this is more like a set for like YouTube or television even. With all the money that this family has, they could probably have their own TV channel. So overall, I really like this area. It's kind of like a green room. And then the last floor of the so difficult to tour on the fourth floor, everything's so fast. But this is the other YouTuber space. So this is more like a gaming channel. Maybe two of the children run this channel. It's got a green screen for news, and then you could even move the cameras. Well, you can't really in real life, but you could in like create a sim mode, and then maybe film from this side for a more like homey set design. And I put a fireplace in the mantle frame just to make it look a little weird, I guess. But I really like how that area came out. And then you have this area, which is like for uploading and stuff. And then you have like the gaming area with like a green screen, and then you have another TV with another gaming console. I know I talked about this area a lot. Okay, so yeah, this is the basement. This is the first floor. It's kind of the more open space. This is a large kind of entertainment space with a lot of kind of gaudy items. So I know you just saw this area being built, but I thought I would cover it a little bit more in the tour. It's got some cat stuff. It's very cold because there's really no windows except for behind the TV. The bar area does have a lot of warmth, though, I think from those yellow martini lights. And it's just overall a nice kind of bar bar area. I do prefer this area more than the kind of older looking bar area. And my favorite part of this build, though, was probably the sort of sauna and bathroom area. You've got private showers here, and a hot tub, and then the sauna, which I like. Sorry, it's zoomed in a little too much there. I think my finger might have slipped or something. But yeah, it's just overall really nice, I think. And then you have the workout area. I wanted to keep it, kind of cold and distant. It feels like it goes on longer, though, because of the mirrors. And then you're kind of looking into a swimming pool, which is kind of cool, though. I would imagine if you're swimming and you see people working out, that would be kind of a frightening experience. So, I maybe wouldn't recommend it in real life. And then I'm missing the kind of most exciting part. So yeah, this is the kind of secret area, as you might notice. I don't know why the door's open. I've never really use the door in the real life, so I guess you probably close it on yourself. And yeah, it's just kind of exciting. It's got 2 secret doors and everything. It's got its own private swimming pool with a window looking out, so that's kind of cool too. Then kind of a kitchen area. I'd say this is like a very fancy panic room, maybe. You could live here comfortably for several days, but with how nice the house is, I don't think you would want to. So now let's go to the last floor, and I will continue on with the kind of private area. So this is like the bedroom / safe or vault, bed or a bathroom here or there, and the bedroom here. Sorry, I'm tripping over words. So I really wanted to make sure this area felt like it was above ground and very fancy, because if you're in this room, you are probably the kind of matriarch and patriarch of this household, so you'd really want some quality furniture in here, because you might, be staying in here for a long time, so the comforts of home are good. And then here's the vault, which I didn't want to clutter too much because I knew this was going to drive up the cost of the house, but I did want to make sure I had some nice things. The money bags and gold bars are surprisingly cheaper than I thought, so I was able to add a couple of those in. And then just some of the nicer things. I feel like this is maybe like their grandparents or their parents who had a lot of wealth, and it's a lot of their old valuable stuff that they want to keep private, and then some more maybe modern art that's their own taste. And then those stupid statues that I keep putting in my builds, I'm not sure why I keep adding those in, but the top hat just makes me laugh, so I have to keep adding them in, I guess. So this is the bathroom. It is relatively small. I don't tend to build bathrooms in this shape, but I don't know, I'm growing to like this shape now that I've built in it a couple times, so I think it's pretty cool. And then you have this window kind of outlooking the bowling alley. I know I'm trying to make it surprising, but you just saw this portion of the video. So here's the bowling alley. I didn't add much from the end, so I'll just do kind of a quick glance through and everything. There's the mirror that leads to nowhere. Just kidding, it's swimming pool. So yeah, I really like how this build came out, and I really like touring the house like this. I really don't know if you wanted to see it like this. You might have just wanted to see screenshots, but this build was just so fun, and it was so fun to kind of say farewell to it, because I probably won't have my Sims play in this house, just because you might be able to hear my computer fans are going crazy right now. I do not have the kind of computer that is capable of handling this build, but if you think you do, then I highly recommend you check out this build on the gallery. My gallery ID is TheSimSanctuary, just as you see it on YouTube. But yeah, so that is the build. If you enjoyed it, then please consider hitting the like button, and if you are new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, then subscribing and clicking the bell go a long way. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.